Welcome to the playonultra Extreme Super Ultra Reviews. Today's game is The Magic Circle, which Jonathan aka Foehamner played.
Yes.
So, what is the Magic Circle?
So, the Magic Circle is, it's very difficult to describe. The premise is you're more or less a game tester in a game that is unfinished. So you're walking through this kind of unfinished game, and you have the power to edit the game, like a monster will run at you, and you can freeze the monster and look at its attributes, like the monster's enemy is this, it moves by walking on the ground, it attacks by biting, or by melee, and you can replace these things, like the monster's enemy is nothing, its allies are the hero, aka me, and so you can kind of shape the world as you progress through it. And what makes this game, in my opinion, very good from an entertaining standpoint is the Portal 2-esque kind of cutscenes that occur as you play through it, because like the game creators and developers will appear in the game as kind of these godlike beings, and they'll talk to you. And you'll also find notes from like the lackey developers, like, I'm leaving this here because you guys put the hitbox on this too big, so I'm making the hitbox visible now to shame you guys, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's a bit of that. It's a weird mix between like a linear game and an open world game. So the beginning's definitely very linear, as it's teaching you how to, edit the game and what the rules of this unfinished game are. But then it kind of quickly opens up, and it becomes a bit more of a puzzle game, because you're faced with some like unbeatable things. You're like, okay, this monster just kills me all the time. Maybe I should explore the other side of the world, and like, oh, there's a thing over here, and I can take this ability from that and put it onto this guy, and that'll let me do this thing, so I can access this ability over here. And I thought that was very cool. So it's like Portal 2 again. I'm convinced Portal 2 a lot. Like Portal 2 again, it's a very good mix of comedy from the story side and accomplishment from the puzzle solving side. Unfortunately, it's not nearly as long as Portal 2. I hit the end game in 3.7 hours, but I did not 100% the game. If they don't tell you a percentage of completion, they tell you like you found this many notes out of this many notes, you did this many things out of this many things. So if I had to do some really hasty math in my head, I'd say I did about 85% of the game. So I will probably go back and visit those things again, but the game is fairly short. It's got a $20 price tag.
I would say first-person puzzle games are very often compared to Portal.
Probably true, yeah.
But it sounds more like
standard.
Antechamber. Very non-linear, like...
Yes,
you
I would...
really have to...
It's a lot more abstract in the way Antechamber is abstract. Because Portal's super linear, and it's a series of test chambers. Yeah. And Antechamber is kind of more exploration-based, as is this game, for sure.
So, you said so is it a walking simulator?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not, right?
Yeah, there's always something to interact with. It's not just a series of cutscenes. Because you can edit the world, you're always looking around corners to find some new thing to do. Like a good example is pretty early on. So the game, the lore behind the game. This isn't going to spoil anything, but this is a little slightly advanced in the story. You find out that this fantasy setting for the game is actually version 2.0, and version 1.0 was kind of a sci-fi setting. So you end up in like this space station, and you find this door you can't get through. And later on, you find this robot that has like this grounding mechanic, because it's an electric door. So the electricity, with the droid, if you make him your ally, he'll follow you around. So the electricity from the doors will just go into him, so the doors will disappear, and you can go through and explore a little more.
So can people still play 1.0?
Well, the worlds are intermeshed. So you are constantly going back and forth between the sci-fi game and the fantasy game. And that's kind of actually a big plot point, because some of the devs really wanted the sci-fi game, and they're really angry that the head creator is going for the fantasy route. And fun random fact that I absolutely love, the head creator is voiced by, I'm blanking on the name, but he voices Dr. Venture in the Venture Bros TV show, which is fantastic. And I believe...
Is it Steven Russell?
No, it's not Steven Russell. I'll look it up as I talk. Because
I'm looking at it.
Thank
I'm seeing James Urbaniak.
I think it's
Birch, and
Urbaniak.
Karen
I'm pretty sure it's
okay.
James Urbaniak.
Mm.
I'll double check that. But Ashley Birch is also in it, who's always great. I didn't even recognize her, which is really funny.
So,
yeah, James
I'm looking
Urbaniak.
at like the screenshots of the game.
Yes.
Is it mostly black and white, and with the characters or enemies in color?
So the fantasy setting is all black and white, and then the sci-fi setting, because the sci-fi section of the game was like the earlier versions of the game, so it's actually really more like a 16-bit or maybe 32-bit game, and that's all in color. But yeah, the main high poly kind of cross-hatched version of the game is all black and white, except for enemies. And a big component of the game is you have a life bar, and you use that to animate certain things in the game. Like if I see a dead thing, I can make it come to life after having edited it, and it'll be my friend, but I have to imbue it with some of my life. So when you're dead, you can actually run around in ghost form, and you'll see things that you can't see when you're alive, and you can get to places you couldn't get to. Like you can cross lava or something like that.
Okay, I'm looking at the Steam store page, and it's saying here you can buy the original soundtrack. Games that offer their original soundtrack for purchase usually have good soundtrack.
That is
or
true.
They at least think they have good soundtrack. So, does it have good soundtrack?
Yes. I'm trying to remember if any song specifically stuck out to me. I'm remembering some really good cutscenes. Oh yes, yeah, that had a good soundtrack. There's a thing at the very end of the game. This is spoiler free, but at the very end of the game, there's kind of a bit of a. The gameplay is very different. Let's put it that way. And so there's some good soundtracks during the end of the game. The beginning of the game, it's mostly quiet until things happen. Like you'll know you're being attacked because that's when the soundtrack kicks in, and because kind of the that's not completely true. It's mostly true, but not completely true. Certain other points will trigger soundtracks because the game. When I was talking to the developers, they were saying they worked very hard on making a game look unfinished while being completely finished. So you'll be walking at a certain point, and the soundtrack will start, but it's supposed to be like a really rough soundtrack. So the track will start with a guy being like, "Okay, 1, 2, 3, and okay, now more." And you can hear the composer like giving directions to the band in the soundtrack.
That's funny.
It's very funny. There's a lot of little fourth wall breaking moments in it, and some very big fourth wall breaking moments in it.
Seems like a very well crafted game. Like each experience was very well handmade kind of stuff.
Yes. I'm trying to think of any moment I didn't like. Like I had a great time the entire time I was playing this game.
I saw your video on the demo, and you got it straight away after that, right?
Yes, immediately. As soon as I finished recording for my channel, I bought the game and then recorded the rest for my channel.
So definitely a short game, right?
Yeah, like I said,
a short non-linear game, I would say.
Yeah, maybe it's just I'm so smart I finished the puzzles quicker, but maybe I skipped all the hard puzzles by mistake, because there's a lot of side stuff that is completely optional. So you could beat the game even quicker if you wanted to. But
yeah.
I mean, you're mainly there for the experience.
Nice. So, would you recommend it with the price point that it's asking for?
So, I mean, this is a very strong candidate for my favorite game played in 2015. Okay, it came out in 2015 as well, actually. So yeah, it's a very strong candidate for my favorite game in 2015, which inherently means I think you should buy it and play it. But I do think there are many people who would balk at paying $20 for this kind of game. I don't know that it's for everybody, but I mean, I absolutely adore this game, so I encourage everybody to go out and buy it and play it, because it's definitely something you kind of have to experience for yourself.
At least there's a demo, right?
Yes, the demo is free, and it has one of my favorite features of demos, which is if you play through the demo and then buy the game will start where your demo left off.
Oh, nice.
That's very convenient and nice.
Yeah. So yeah, $20 for about 4 hours, I would say.
I mean, yeah, it's about 4 hours right now. I even though I've beaten it, I do intend to go back to get those Easter eggs, because the Easter egg little things they're very good. They're usually like little sound bites or, developer notes. They're very entertaining. I don't know that I'll be able to 100% the game, but I think I'm gonna try.
I think this game can be a very good example whenever people talk about like price to hour kind of ratio.
Yeah.
And because you did say it's very entertaining from start to end.
Yeah. Completely.
So if you have $20, buy it. Right. That's
Right.
That's what you're gonna say, right?
It's as entertaining as 2 movies for the price of 1 movie.
Nice.
At least, or as 2 good movies, put it that way.
So what kind of player would like Magic Circle?
And definitely anybody who likes puzzles and anybody who has a good sense of humor. Like, if you like Portal 2, I think you'd like this game.
Why Portal 2 and not Portal 1? You always reference Portal 2.
Because Portal 2 has the comedy, has the really good writing, the really good...
because of the interaction.
Yeah, Portal 1
with,
is very little voice acting. GLaDOS is definitely there, and she definitely sets an atmosphere, but she's definitely more of a intimidating kind of figure, and she doesn't talk as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this could be a little... No, as I say, this could be a little more frustrating than Portal 1, but than Portal 2 or 1, but I don't think that's actually true. I think it's just a good game. And it's fun to walk around in, because even if you're lost and stuck, you're still walking around in, even though it's black and white, a very pretty world, and you probably have a bunch of crazy monsters following you that you've resurrected. And there is a fast travel system, so that mitigates that quite a bit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's not that big. Like, you can get around really easily, but there's a fast travel system just because it's convenient.
Nice.
You're the game player, I guess.
Okay, so Foehamner recommends everybody get the Magic Circle if you like games. Like
if you like
2.
if you play video games, this breaks that fourth wall in video games. I think you can just appreciate it. And if you really don't want to, you can start watching my LP, but I actually encourage you to not finish watching it and play the game yourself, and then you can watch it and finish it.
Yes, and click on those ads.
Yes, because there's no one right answer either. Like, you can solve different puzzles in different ways. Like, I can use the robot. I can give the robot flight, and that's how I beat the thing. But you could have instead have used a legion of zombies to have beaten the thing. So there are, it lets you be a little creative.
Nice. So yeah, the Magic Circle. Go get it.
Do it.
Yep. And this has been another episode of the playonultra Extreme Super Ultra Arcade review thing. It's been the Magic Circle. See you guys in the next video.
Later.
Bye-bye.